welcome you this morning with words by Joy Harjo called Eagle Poem. To pray, you open your whole self, to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you. And know there is more, that you can't see, can't hear, can't know except in moments, steadily growing, and in languages that aren't always sound, but other circles of motion. Like eagle that Sunday morning over Salt River, circled in blue sky, in wind, swept our hearts clean with sacred wings. We see you, see ourselves, and know that we must take the utmost care and kindness in all things. Breathe in, knowing we are made of all this, and breathe, knowing we are truly blessed because we were born and die soon within a true circle of motion, like eagle rounding out the morning inside us. We pray that it will be done in beauty, in beauty. Welcome this morning to the Unitarian Society of Santa Barbara. Welcome into this loving community of seekers where we strive to live with integrity, nurture wonder, and inspire the actions that transform us and transform the world. I'm the Reverend Julia Hamilton, and I'm delighted to have you all here with us this morning on this very special All Souls Sunday. This is one of the most beautiful Sundays of our year, I think. I'm so grateful to have you all gathered, whether you're here in our physical sanctuary or joining us at home in our Zoom sanctuary. Together we are one heart and one community under that big blue sky. We are also gathered this morning across the ages. This is an all-ages service, which means that instead of singing our kids out to their separate activities on the other half of campus, we're all going to stay together this morning. And there is a table over here with Janie, so kids of any age, if you find yourself wanting to get a little crafty, to do a little something with your hands while you listen, feel free to head on over to that table. You can stay with your family, or you can go over to that table anytime during the service and work on a project that will add some more beauty to our altar. We are also today joined by our ancestors, joined by the loving energy of those who lived before us, inspired us, whose memory is a blessing to us, even in the hardest of times. So if you have a memento that you'd like to add to our altar, feel free to come forward and do that at any time as well. We're going to be ending the service a little differently today, so I'm going to encourage you all to stay on your toes as we move through this beautiful, slightly different from our traditional service today. I'd like to extend a special welcome to any visitors or friends and family we have joining us in person or online. We would love to get to know you, let you get to know a little bit about us, connect with you after the service at our welcome table or in our online coffee hour. Ask any questions you like. There's a connection card in your order of service or online that'll help us keep you up to date with what's going on here. And boy, is it a busy season here in the world and at the Unitarian Society. Let's all just take a breath, shall we? Yeah, let's just arrive to this moment. We do have folks who are working very hard to ensure that we get out the vote here this week, and our own Justice and Equity team is here to support you if you need a ride to the polls or help getting your ballot dropped off. Members of our Justice and Equity team, if you're helping with our Get Out the Vote, do you want to just rise? Ellen, I know you're here. There we go. Ellen and Joan and Joni and Gail. Feel free to talk to any of them during coffee hour if you or someone you know needs a little help making sure their vote is cast this season. We are also going to be having a post-election potluck next Sunday, thinking, what can we do with all this extra energy we've been carrying around? Well, why not cook and feed each other and gather over food, a space that can be whatever we need it to be next Sunday after service. So bring a dish to share and join us in the court. Processing some of what's happened this coming week. We also have things going on that are not dependent upon election cycles, that happen every year, no matter who is in office, and that one of those things is our warming centers, when we open up our facilities for people who need a dry and safe place to sleep. So if you want to sign up to be part of our hospitality team to cook a meal for our overnight guests, now is the time to do it. Talk to Linda Beers. Linda, are you right there? Linda can answer any questions, but we do need to put together our hospitality team so that we will be ready at the end of November when we approach our first activation. I invite you now to take one more breath, to set aside whatever to-do list you have waiting for you afterwards. Allow yourself to be fully present here, to this moment, to this gathered community of all souls, as we ring our bell and let the sound connect us. As we prepare to light our chalice, I'd like to invite those of you at home to get ready to light your chalices if you have them with you, or type into the chat, chalice is lit, and the location or street where you are, so we can see those little sparks forming all across our community. And I'd like to invite Russ and Laura and Haven to come forward and light our chalice with us this morning.
Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Yesterday, our distant ancestors gathered round a flame to share their stories and find comfort. Tomorrow, our descendants will gather round a flame, talking of a life we will never know. But today, it is we who gather here around this flame, seeking, believing, and being together. Today, we also kindle our flame of memory, the lamp that we light each time a beloved member of this congregation dies. We light this flame today not for one person, but for all those who have been members here at the Unitarian Society over the years, grateful for the religious home they created and sustained for us. And we take a moment each Sunday to acknowledge something good that is happening in the world this week. This practice is a time to lift up a good thing that has happened in the midst of all that is going on. And I invite you to think of something you have seen or heard this week that you would consider a good thing. And if you're online and you want to share it, you can post it in the chat. And if you're here in person, you can share it at coffee hour. There should be a picture on the screen. I can't see it, but it is a picture of quilts in a church. And this is a picture of the blessing of the quilts at St. James Lutheran Church in Coopersburg, Pennsylvania on October 6th. 60 of these quilts are being shipped to Western North Carolina to support those that lost so much in the hurricane damage. And as the winter approaches, the need for warmth in the mountains is critical. These quilts will not only offer physical comfort, but also a reminder that those suffering are held in the hearts and prayers of many.
It is the first Sunday of the month, and that's when we celebrate birthdays in the month. And I think there's something so beautiful about honoring your birthdays as we honor those who have gone before us, who lived, were born, and died in their time. There is that circle of motion in this community, in this congregation, that is so rich. And so I invite any of you who have a birthday this month to come on forward and just kind of, make your way around the altar, and I'm going to invite you to say your name. If you want to say the day you were born, you can tell us how old you are if you want. That's always optional. And please hold any applause or recognition until the end when we can send them all our very best wishes. Do we have the microphone? Here we go. And Charlotte, I believe, has some birthday stars for folks. And so you're going to get a birthday star and come on up. A lot of October babies. November babies, sorry. Life is moving fast, y'all. Life is moving fast. So I'm going to go ahead and hand this off to Judy to start us off.
Good morning. I'm Judy Eisenhower, and my birthday is November 9th. I'll be 78.
Morning, I'm Selena Rockwell, and my birthday is November 8th, and I'll be 51.
Susan Dempsey, my birthday was yesterday, and I turned 89.
Hello. I will turn 78 November 6th. And I always was the Speedy Gonzalez that was born in a taxi cab a month early. Oh, yes, my name, Sarah.
I'm Hope Firestone, and my birthday is November 15th, and I'll be 72.
John Altman, I'll be 74 on November 24th.
And my name is Eric Brinkman, and as like I thought, my mom's right there staying up, gonna take a picture because she likes to. And in 23 days, I'll be 51, and this is my grandpa.
I'm Carolyn, and my birthday is November 21st.
I'm Gwendolyn. My birthday is November 2nd, and I was born the day Jimmy Carter was elected, so I'll let you do the math.
I'm Patricia Riley Stark, and I'll be 82 on the 29th, the day after Thanksgiving.
I'm Gail Fairburn, and I will have been around 3/4 of a century on November 29th.
I'm Keith Strohmeyer, and I will be 54 on the 23rd.
I'm Randolph Fritz. I will be 55 on November 13th.
I'm Charlotte Bergante. I'll be 62 on November 6th.
So let's take a moment and just send lots of love to our folks up here, everyone who is celebrating a birthday this month. May this coming year unfold for you with joy and laughter and healing. May you have friends to laugh with you in the good times and cry with you in the hard times. May your mind be lit up with wonder for the world. May your heart grow more compassionate and wise. The world is a richer place because you are in it. Happy birthday. You may be seated. So I do want to say a little bit about this altar that we have created here this morning, this beautiful altar that we create each and every year here at the Unitarian Society. In the Christian tradition, on November 1st and November 2nd, All Souls Day and All Saints Day are celebrated. This is a time of year when our beloved dead and our ancestors are lifted up across many traditions. Of course, Dia de los Muertos is a tradition from Mexico that's celebrated this time as well. Many of you may have gone to the celebrations at Ortega Park this weekend. Thanks to everyone who helped us with our table there, bringing our participation in the wider community at the Dia de los Muertos celebration there. And here in our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we also celebrate All Souls. In fact, some of our congregations across the country are named All Souls because we believe that all people have worth and dignity and beauty inside of them, and we believe that no one is left outside of the circle of love. And so we expand that circle of love when we build our altar here on All Souls Sunday, bringing photos and mementos of people who are important to us, people who loved, people who lived, and people who died in their time. So we remember them, and we give thanks for the gifts they have given us. Some of these photos are our ancestors, some of them are our friends, some of them may even be people we never met, but who are part of our lives in an important way. Sometimes even we have photos of pets or other beloved beings who change our lives, who we want to remember. Unlike a memorial service, this is not about saying goodbye to our loved ones. This day is when we get to say hello again, where we get to greet our ancestors once more, welcome them home into our hearts, and make a place for them, year after year, to share with each other the names and faces and favorite things of those who have meant so much to us. So I encourage you to use this service as a catalyst for sharing those stories with each other during our social hour, with your family and friends over dinner. Speak their names, tell their stories, so they can keep their home alive in our hearts. We welcome back all of the beloved souls to this sanctuary with us this morning. Let us sing once more. We're going to sing Return Again. So if you'd like to rise in body and spirit, Carolyn will lead us in song.
Anyone who wants to come down here on the rug for the song to join here right now. We're going to sing a song called Return Again. And we say return again a lot of times, and it means return to that place in your soul that is all good and that you're always loved. So let's do it all together. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to where you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul.
Kids out there who want to get a little closer for a story and then to join me and Emma on our craft over here, I invite you all to come forward now. Chuck's going to help me out with this story today. So my daughter is named after my grandparents on my mother's side. Their names were Frances Verne and Effie Lee. My daughter's name is Frances Lee.
And among Jews, there's a custom of naming a child after someone, usually a family member, who has died. So my name, Charles, is in honor of my grandfather, Yechiel. And I bet there's some of you out here. Raise your hand if you too were named after a dead relative.
Or a living relative.
Or a living relative.
Anyone.
Yeah, almost
Wow,
everybody.
a
Wow,
lot,
it's
yeah.
a big group.
A lot of people named after. Well, we have a story now about a little girl with a very special name. It's called Alma and How She Got Her Name. And the story is written by Juana Martinez Neal, who grew up in Lima, Peru. And she is named after her great-grandmother and her great-uncle. And you all can look at the pictures if you like while we do the story. Alma Sofia Esperanza Jose Pura Candela had a long name. Too long if you asked her. My name is so long, Daddy. It never fits on the paper when I write it.
come here and let me tell you the story of your name. Then you decide if it fits. Sophia was your grandmother. She loved books, poetry, jasmine flowers, and of course me. She was the one who taught me how to read.
I love books and flowers, and you too, Daddy. I am Sophia.
Esperanza was your great-grandmother. She hoped to travel but never left the city where she was born. Her only son grew up to cross the 7 seas. Wherever her sailor's son went, so did Esperanza's heart.
The world is so big. I want to see it, Daddy. You and me together. I am Esperanza.
Jose was my father. He was an artist with a big family like many people back then. Early each morning, he walked to the mountains and the plazas to paint everyday life. Sometimes I went along. Your grandfather taught me to see and love our people.
I wake up early every day, and I draw a lot too. This morning I drew a kitty cat for you, Daddy. I am Jose.
Pura was your great aunt. She believed that the spirits of our ancestors are always with us, watching over us. When you were born, she tied a red string around your wrist, a charm to keep you safe.
Hello, Pura. It's me, Alma.
Candela was your other grandmother. She always stood up for what was right.
I am Candela. I love the story of my name. Now tell me about Alma, Daddy. Where does she come from?
I picked the name Alma just for you. You are the first and the only Alma. You will make your own story.
Alma, Sofia, Esperanza, Jose, Pura, Candela. That's my name, and it fits me just right. I am Alma, and I have a story to tell. And that's our story for this morning. Children, please, and anyone who feels that they might want to make a candle of memory, come join Emma and I at the table over here.
So this morning, I am reminded that it's not just people who have ancestors, but ideas have a lineage as well. As we gather this Sunday before the election, I invite us to hold space here for the ancestors of democracy, the ancestors of justice, the ancestors of community care. Democracy, the idea that people get to select their own leadership, was born over thousands of years and in the work of millions of people. Seeds in ancient Greece and the councils of the Haudenosaunee, otherwise known as the Iroquois Confederacy. People who questioned the divine right of kings and inherited leadership. People who wanted a pluralistic civic government instead of a religious authority. People who fought to create a society that values human dignity, liberty, and the responsibility to care for one another. It may be our turn to carry on this struggle toward a more perfect union, but we are animated and encouraged by all of those who have gone before us. So in honor of all those who have fought in their time to improve our shared lives, I would like to enter into a time of reflection and meditation with the words of Congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis, from an essay that he wrote shortly before his death and that was published on the day of his funeral. So before I read his words, I invite you once again to pay attention to your breath and your body, to settle yourself wherever you are, feel your feet on the floor or your back against the chair, perhaps holding your hands open, finding a comfortable posture as I share his words. Humanity has been involved in this soul-wrenching existential struggle for a very long time. People on every continent have stood in your shoes through decades and centuries before you. Though I may not be here with you, I urge you to answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. In my life, I have done all I can to demonstrate that the way of peace, the way of love and nonviolence is the more excellent way. Now it is your turn to let freedom ring. When historians pick up their pens to write the story of the 21st century, let them say it was your generation who laid down the heavy burdens of hate at last, and that peace finally triumphed over violence, aggression, and war. So I say to you, walk with the wind, brothers and sisters, and let the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be your guide. Let us sit with this prayer of John Lewis, that the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be our guide. Enter into a time of quiet together, followed by an invitation to sing with our community choir.
Good morning. My name is Gwendolyn, and I lead the community choir here at the Unitarian Society. This morning, we're going to invite you to sing a song with us called Breathe Softly by Penny Stone. I will teach it to you, and then the choir will sing it once through, and then we'll invite you to join us. I teach it call and response. The words are up there. First part is, breathe softly, breathe softly, breathe slowly, breathe slowly, breathe with me, I will breathe with you. Breathe with me, I will breathe with you. There's a little pause, and then we go back into the beginning. So just listen a couple times through, and then I'll invite you to sing it with us. And then I'm going to actually ask this side to be quiet for a moment while this side continues so that we can turn it into a round. Okay? Here we go. Breathe softly, breathe slowly, breathe with me, I will breathe with you. Join us. Breathe softly, breathe slowly, breathe with me, I will breathe with you. Once more, just like that. Breathe softly. this side, pause for a moment. Breathe softly, keep going. Breathe softly, beautiful. Breathe slowly. Breathe. Breathe softly. Breathe slowly. Breathe slowly. I will breathe with you. I will breathe softly. Breathe slowly. Breathe slowly. I will breathe. One more time. I will breathe softly. Breathe slowly. Breathe slowly. I will breathe with you. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm Justine, your friendly neighborhood pagan. For those who are not so familiar, paganism is earth-based spirituality. We have elements of this in many of our UU traditions and songs, like the songs we have sung today. The first two are ones I have sung in pagan circles. So I love that we have that blending, we bring in that element. So I have Irish ancestry, and my ancestors have led me to follow the path of Celtic paganism. On the pagan wheel of the year, Samhain is the last harvest festival. We had one in August, we had one in September, and this is the last of the three. And it is us going into the darker time of the year, the darkest time of the year. In Samhain, we see the origins of Halloween. Celtic pagans believed there was a veil between the worlds of the living and the dead. And at Samhain, this veil was thin, it was at its thinnest. So the spirits of our ancestors were closer at that time and could cross over and visit us. But people also believed at that time that there were unfriendly spirits, and they didn't want those spirits to come over and visit. So the belief is if the spirits couldn't recognize you, then they couldn't bother you or do you any harm. So people disguised themselves at first. Does anyone know how? Does anyone know that first origin? Someone? Oh, I thought I saw a hand. What's that? Masks, I believe, were used later, but originally people disguised themselves by wearing their clothing inside out, because they believed that that disguised them enough that the spirits couldn't recognize them. So eventually this evolved into Halloween costumes. So let me ask, who wore a costume this year? Raise your hand. For trick-or-treating, for work, for school, at a party? Yeah, good number of folks wore costumes. Just pop out a few. What was your costume? So one at a time, one at a time. Or all at once, go ahead. What was your costume? All right, wonderful. So some, left over from those earlier beliefs, we still have an element of scariness in Halloween, right? Ghosts, goblins, vampires, right? There's still kind of that scary element. And as long as we believe we're safe, that can be fun, right? Does anybody go to a haunted house this year? One back there, another one. They're not quite as common, are they? But in some cases, maybe it can be kind of fun to be scared, right? If you're with your friends and you can scream at the frights and hold on to your friends. So that can be sort of a fun element. So of course, we don't wear costumes now because we're scared of bad spirits, but we wear them for fun. And maybe, does anybody else agree, maybe it can be fun to have a chance to be someone else in that costume? Has anyone had that experience? Yeah, right? To disguise who you really are and kind of pretend to be someone else, that can be fun. So a lot of cultures around the world have festivals and feasts at this time of year to remember and honor their ancestors. In Mexico, it's an important part of life to remember and honor ancestors all year round. But from October 31st to November 2nd, there is Dia de Muertos, where families create ofrendas with photos of their beloved ancestors and other items like we've created here. Marigolds also are very important in this particular holiday. There are marigolds everywhere. Who has seen the movie Coco? Yeah, lots of hands. If you haven't seen it, see it. It's like a love letter to the Mexican people and Dia de Muertos and their celebration of it. It's just beautiful. So in Dia de Muertos, it's believed that the spirits of the ancestors visit during this time in a very friendly way. It's a joyful celebration. There's music and dancing and feasting. People have picnics and parties in the cemeteries with lots of lights strung up and marigolds and good food and drinks, and they leave their ancestors' favorite food and drinks on their graves and sometimes on their ofrenda. So however we do it, it's important to remember and honor our ancestors all the time. But when the veil between the worlds is thin, we can feel them closer to us and send them our special love and honor. And remember that one day, we will be the ancestors who are remembered and honored by those who come after us. Blessed be.
You might have noticed some of our kids are bringing forward the candles that they've been making in honor of their beloved ones. And in just a moment, as the offertory basket is passed around, following that is going to be another basket full of ribbons with some pens in there if you have a pen in your purse or your bag. And you're invited to take one or two of these ribbons. And this is a tradition now that we've done for many years here at the Unitarian Society that's become a beloved part of this day. And to write on that ribbon the name or names of the people that you are remembering today. You can write a whole string of names on ribbons. You can take several ribbons, one for each person, however you want. Write those names on that ribbon and hold on to it, because at the end of the service, we're going to offer a blessing for those ribbons. And then after the service is over, you're invited to tie them onto the gate that is outside of our sanctuary, where they kind of flutter and are beautiful all year long, reminding us of those who are always, as Justine said, always with us and always in our heart.
This Sunday's offering goes to the Bridget Alliance. The Bridget Alliance is a referral-based service that provides travel, food, lodging, childcare, and other logistical support for people seeking abortions. They are part of an ecosystem of support organizations that is propping up abortion care access in this country in an increasingly hostile environment. Please join me in the affirmation of gratitude and giving. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. And let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others.
heartbeat of the sea. Evening rise, spirits come, sun goes down and the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me to the heartbeat of the sea. Evening rise, spirits come, sun goes down when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me to the heartbeat of the sea. Evening rise, spirits come, sun goes down when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me to the heartbeat of the sea. Evening rise, spirits come, sun goes down when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me to the heartbeat of the sea. Evening rise, spirits come, sun goes down when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me to the heartbeat of the sea. Evening rise, spirits come, sun goes down when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me to the heartbeat of the sea.
Thank you, singers and community choir. Our fall session of the community choir has ended, but we are going to be doing some pop-up sessions with Gwendolyn over the next few months before it starts up again in the spring. Anyone is welcome to come and sing with us in any of our music groups. Sometimes singing through it is some of the best medicine we can give ourselves, particularly in times like this. So thank you for bringing that beautiful music into this space, and thank all of you who are lifting our voices in song together this morning. So I've been thinking a lot about skeletons this past week. I heard somebody, when Justine asked what you dressed up as, somebody dressed up as a skeleton. Who was it who I heard say they dressed up as a skeleton over there, right? It's a time of year for skeletons. How many of you have some of those giant 9-foot tall skeletons on your block this past week? Did you have some? Right, they're getting more and more common, sort of looming over the street. On our block, we also have skeletons climbing on rooftops, climbing out from the yard, right? Climbing and clambering and dancing all around our houses this past week. Our neighbor even has one of those window projections that had a dancing skeleton scene that would replay. It was lovely to sit and watch this little skeleton drama that played out. And of course, on Dia de los Muertos, one of the common ways of decorating is to paint your face, either as a half skeleton or a full skeleton, reminding us that our flesh is temporary, as is our time on this planet. There's sugar skulls placed on the altar, often reminding us of the sweetness of life as well as how fleeting it is. Skeletons are all around us. It's just that at this time of year, we can see them better, right? Human beings, we're a diverse bunch. We are different in our languages and our costumes and our cultures, but skeletons, when you think about it, are a great unifier. We all have them, and underneath everything that makes us unique and special, We are bonded together in the existence of our bones. When we think of our dead ancestors, our beloved dead and those who have gone before us, a lot of times we think of them as ethereal beings. No matter what you believe happens after you die in art and storytelling, in the collective imagination, the afterlife and the spirits that inhabit it are often depicted as insubstantial, as beings of light and energy. But this year, as we're searching for some sort of solid place to stand in this rapidly changing world, as I'm searching for places of hope and healing amongst all of the brokenness that we see, I've been thinking more and more about my ancestors as the bones that hold me up. The values that they shared are solid and real and sturdy. The love that they gave is something that I can hold on to. I don't want vibes. I want rib cages that wrap around my heart and hold me. I want spines that are strong enough to hold my heavy thoughts and yet flexible enough to help me bend and not break. I want the tiny, delicate bones of the hands and feet to show me how to move with grace, even under heavy burdens. And I want to see the metal ball joint in the hip socket of a long ago grandmother who had her hip replaced, reminding me that even when things wear out, renewal is still possible. These are the stories our bones tell. Our skeletons tell stories that sometimes we can't see when we are all still flesh and blood. Stories about lives working hard, changing the very structure of our bones by the work that we do. Hands perhaps gnarled from close work. Our ancestors' bones tell stories of limbs lost in wars, places where our beloveds were broken and then mended. Their bones tell us the stories of their survival. And friends, I am looking for survival stories these days. I want to learn survival from their bones, lessons in that unseen strength that our living muscles and minds depend upon. When we say something has good bones, what do we mean? What does it mean when you say something has good bones? It's sturdy, right? That maybe there's some cosmetic issues, maybe there's a few scars and wounds on the surface, but it means that underneath, fundamentally, when something has good bones, it means there's a soundness there, something that will help survive the day-to-day challenges and changes that may come our way. So I've been asking myself this year, do we have good bones? Does this country, even with all the scars and wounds and trauma we carry, have this inner strength that will hold us up when times get tough? Does humanity and all that we have been and all that we will be, does it have good bones? And I believe that we do. Because I know that these ancestors, these beloved souls that we remember here today, their bones are our bones. Their strength is our strength. And there is enough evidence right here on this altar in this one community. There is enough evidence to keep me believing that the lives of each of us make a difference to those who come after us. This is real, and it is solid, and it is sturdy. And one day we will become ancestors too. And the way we live, and the way we love, and the way we struggle, and we break, and we mend, and we keep moving. These stories written on our skeletons will become the foundation and strength for the next generation as well. The way we live our lives now creates the structures that future generations will build from. We will become good bones, solid bones, strong bones. The strength that we cultivate together in communities like this one will hold us up, but not just us, all those who come after us as well. So let us this morning honor their resilience, Honor their strength. Honor their good bones, even when they had flaws and wounds and scars. Honor that core skeleton that held them up and holds us up too. And may we become the ancestors our children and grandchildren need us to be. Blessed be, and amen. So if there's any other kids or folks who need to bring candles up, this is the time to do it, because right now we're going to transition into a little bit of a different ending for this service. We're going to be blessing our ribbons in just a moment. And then we are going to do a processional. I'll explain a little bit more about it in a minute. But first, let's bless the ribbons that you have written and that you're holding in your hand.
So if you have written on a ribbon, go ahead and hold it in your hand right now. And if you're at home, you can hold your hand over your heart or open in a gesture of connection to all of us here together. And I invite everyone to join me in the spirit of blessing for the ribbons, for the remembrance that we have created. Spirit of life, mystery beyond all naming, we give thanks for the lives of those who have come before us. May they be at peace, resting in the arms of the universe.
Their work done, their gifts given, their love shared, their pain released.
Now it is up to us, inheritors of this life, ancestors in the making.
It is our time to do our part, so that generations to come may live in a more beloved world. May the stories we share of our beloved dead, whom we remember today, inspire us to live our own lives with more courage, compassion, and joy. May it be so. Recognizing that today we go out from this place into the wider world so desperately in need of more love and compassion, and that we're going to go out to tie these ribbons of remembrance on the gate that is outside our sanctuary, we thought we would end the service a little differently today, and also give you an opportunity to come closer to this altar that we've built together before people take things home. So I'm going to ask anyone who's brought something to the altar today to hold off on bringing it home until afterwards during coffee hour, when you can come in and retrieve your photos and mementos. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to learn a song. And then, very much like what we do for our water ceremony or our fire ceremony, I'm going to invite folks to come forward down the central aisle so you can see the altar, and then kind of break right or left and go out through those doors. And then we are going to regather, all of us outside around the fountain, for our benediction and to call out a blessing. Because, my friends, this week is not a week to keep that in these walls. This is a week to call out love and care and compassion to the world, to be visible and vocal in building a beloved community. So amen, right? So we are going to go outside and we are going to sing and we are going to call out a blessing to the world from the courtyard before we tie our ribbons on the gate and end our service. Are y'all ready? All right, so Carolyn's going to teach us a song. I'm going to invite folks from the choir to come on up, and then we're going to lead, and then folks are just going to come up to the altar while we keep singing and keep singing and keep singing until everyone is outside, where we will finish our service.
And so our closing song is number 1039, Be Thou With Us, but you probably don't want to get your hymnal out because you're going to be moving. So we'll teach it to you, we'll sing it through one time, and then we're just going to keep repeating it. And after we've sung it through 2 times all together, then go ahead and start processing up and head out to the courtyard.
A quick note, the lyrics on the screen are not the lyrics of the song that we're going to sing.
Oh.
So want to make sure we're on the same page. It's, what number is it in the hymnal there?
It's 1039.
1039. So if you pull out that teal hymnal,
it's
1039. It's very easy. You will learn it very quickly. It's a very simple song.
Yep. Be thou with us now and always, now and always. Blessed be. Please rise. Be thou with us now
space here.
It's beautiful.
Just all those faces. Yeah. Make it beautiful.
All right, I think we can wrap up this song and just take a moment and look at this gathered community around you. Look at all of these folks here who are dedicated to building a more beloved world, who are dedicated to bringing peace and justice into the wider world. We are not alone in this work. So as you go out and as you go out and work for the world that we hope to bring to be, know that you have this community, as it has been in the past and as it will continue to be in the future. And as you go out into this heartbreaking world, may the light of love shine upon you. May the light of love out from within you. Be gracious unto you and bring you peace. For this is the day we are given. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Now, I know we've done a lot of singing today, but we are going to sing Call Out a Blessing. So if you want to hold someone's hand or put your hand over your heart if you'd prefer, get permission before you hold someone's hand. You can always ask, or hold your hands open, however it is you get connected. And I'm going to ask Carolyn to come forward to lead Call Out a Blessing because she's much more of a song leader. I'm a willing participant. Carolyn's a song leader. And we're gonna do this so that we extend it beyond the walls of this courtyard, out into the wider Santa Barbara community, up into the sky, putting that blanket of love as far as our voices and spirits and votes can reach. Lead us, Carolyn.
Call out a blessing, 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 call out,
Oh, they know what to do now? Okay. All right. That was fun, huh? Thank you.
Yes.